into your own quiet space. Right now, let the noisy world outside fade away. Soften your shoulders, loosen the muscles in your face, and feel the gentle support of the pillow beneath your head. Your breath begins to slow down, as natural and light as the falling of white snowflakes outside your window. The warmth of the soft blanket is enveloping you, soothing every cell, bringing you into a state of absolute safety. We are about to embark on a distant journey to a land of ice and flowers, where silence is the only language. Before we begin, if you love these peaceful moments, please remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so we can drift into sleep together every night. Now, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and breathe out very slowly. To begin the journey to the land of flowers sleeping beneath the thick ice, we must learn to let go. Let go of the worries of a long day. Let go of the unfinished thoughts about tomorrow. Imagine you are lying in a small wooden room filled with the faint scent of lavender oil and old pine wood. The light in the room is not too bright, just a ribbon of pale orange silk casting from the bedside lamp in the corner, creating soft shadows that soothe your vision. You feel the weight of your body sinking gradually into the mattress. It is a pleasant feeling, as if you are being cradled by a cloud. From the soles of your feet, a wave of relaxation spreads up to your calves, through your knees, and then to your hips. All the tension in your muscles seems to melt away, soaking into the soft bed sheets. You don't need to try to do anything right now. No need to think, no need to solve problems. Simply be present here in this moment, amidst the embrace of the gentle darkness. Outside, there might be the sound of wind through the leaves, or the steady rhythm of rain on the roof, but inside here, you are completely safe. That safety is like an invisible cocoon, separating you from all disturbances. You begin to visualize warmth. Imagine a warm stream flowing slowly through your mind. That stream carries away the fragments of fatigue, washing the dust from your soul, leaving a spiritual lake as still as a mirror. Silence is not emptiness, it is a fullness of peace. As you listen to your own breath, you find it resembles the rhythm of ocean waves lapping against the sand on a windless night, gently rising, then gently receding. Each exhale is a moment of releasing a bit of burden. Your arms are now light, your fingers relaxed naturally, no longer clenched. Your neck and nape, where tension often gathers, have also become soft and serene. Notice the air around your nose. It is cool and pure. As you inhale, that coolness weaves into your lungs, calming any irritation or restlessness. As you exhale, the warmth of your body carries away everything no longer needed into the space. You are becoming weightless, like a dry leaf floating in the air, waiting for a light breeze to begin the journey to a strange land. Now, turn your attention to a distant image, a land where winter lasts forever, but not the harsh cold of a storm, rather the pure cold of solitude. There, time seems to freeze. High peaks, covered in a layer of snow as fine as powder, sparkling under the pale light of a winter sky. That is where we are going tonight, the South Island of New Zealand. But before we truly step there in our minds, allow your thoughts to rest a bit longer. Feel the fabric of the blanket touching your skin. It is smooth, warm, and familiar. You are like a child cradled in the arms of Mother Nature. All sounds around you begin to fade. The ticking of the clock on the wall becomes a steady lullaby rhythm. The distant hum of traffic outside is just a vague murmur, like the buzzing of bees in a summer garden. You are in a state of suspension between waking and dreaming, where dreams begin to wave their first silken threads. This is the space of healing. In this space, there is no right or wrong, no pressure, only self-acceptance and love. You deserve to rest. You deserve to enjoy this peace after everything you have been through today. Imagine your mind as an ancient house with large windows looking out over a snowfield. You are sitting by the fireplace, watching the orange flames dance on the dry logs. The crackling sound of the wood is the only noise breaking the silence, but it doesn't startle you. It only makes the space cozier. You feel grateful for this warmth, grateful for a place to return to, a place to be yourself without any masks. Little by little, your awareness of the reality around you begins to blur, giving way to the images of the majestic Southern Alps. You see yourself standing at the foot of the mountain, where the dark green pine forests still stand firm under the weight of white snow. The air here smells of frost, apples, and freedom. You don't feel cold because your soul is warmed by curiosity and the gentle excitement of a story about to be told. Prepare your spirit to meet four friends: Vin, Elara, Ronan, and Isolde. They are not strangers. They are different parts of your soul: courage, sensitivity, contemplativeness, and calmness. They are waiting for you at the edge of Lake Alta by a small fire sparkling amidst the silver night. But first, just let yourself float for a few more moments. Enjoy this feeling of complete relaxation. There is no rush. Time here is eternal, and sleep is approaching, as gentle as a winter wind's kiss upon your forehead. Now, when you feel your entire body go limp and your mind is ready to listen, we will begin to enter the space of the flowers beneath the ice. Take one last deep breath in. Feel the life filling your chest, then exhale completely, leaving a space of pure serenity within you. As your mind has become still enough, let me take you far away from your familiar room, across vast oceans to reach a land at the very edge of the south of the world. Imagine you are standing in the heart of the South Island, New Zealand, where the Southern Alps stretch their sharp peaks, proudly touching the winter sky. The sky right now is not the vibrant blue of summer, but a soothing pale gray, like the color of a polished pearl, bringing a sense of peace and tolerance. At 1,800 meters above sea level, the air becomes thinner, so pure that each time you inhale, you feel your chest marinated in the flavor of the pristine, and there, appearing before your eyes, is Lake Alta. In our imagination, it is not just a lake, but a secret of the great wilderness hidden between steep cliffs covered in white snow. The lake surface has been completely frozen for months. It is no longer water, but has turned into a giant mirror, still and sparkling under the pale light of the fading day. Look closely at that surface. The ice is not simply a blank white. It is a subtle blend of deep emerald green from the depths of the lake and the silver of reflected light. There are natural veins running across the ice, looking like the veins of the earth, or the scribbles of a talented artist who just passed by. Snow falls. Tiny, weightless snowflakes begin to fall from the sky. They don't fall fast, but linger, tilting in the air as if performing an invisible dance before landing gently on the thick ice. The sound of falling snow. Do you hear it? It is a very faint rustling, almost inaudible if your soul is not still enough. It is like lullaby of the wind whispering through the low pine trees that are heavy under the weight of winter. The pine trees here are not tall and muscular, but they are small, hardy branches covered in a coat of fine white snow, looking like sentinels guarding the lake's sleep. In that vast and silent space, there is a small movement. 4 friends, Finn, Elara, Ronan, and Isolde, are slowly walking on the thick snow. Their footsteps create steady crunching sounds, breaking the silence yet not losing the peace. They did not come here with bulky gear to conquer heights, or to shatter the stillness with loud laughter. They came as devout pilgrims, with open hearts, to listen to the faintest vibrations of nature. Look at Finn, the guide with golden hair tousled by the wind. He carries the steadiness of a mountain. Elara walks beside him, her blue eyes always tracking the smallest movements, from a dry leaf blown by the wind to a bubble trapped beneath the ice. Ronan, the quiet friend, walks with solemnity. It seems he is communicating with ancient rocks in a wordless language. And Isolde, With a gentle smile, she is the thread connecting everyone, bringing a sense of warmth even amidst the freezing mountain air. They stop by the lake shore, where a large rock overhang creates a natural shelter. Here they begin to pitch a small, dark blue tent. Their movements are rhythmic, slow, like a ritual. Once the tent is steady, a small fire is lit. Focus on this image. Amidst the vast white of snow and the silver of ice, a vibrant orange fire begins to blaze. The crackling sound of dry wood is the warmest sound you can hear right now. It not only warms the body, but also the surrounding space, creating a circle of safety in the desolate wilderness. The winter cold is still present, but it is no longer harsh. It weaves through coats, touching the skin gently, reminding you that you are truly alive, truly present amidst magnificent nature. Beneath that thick layer of ice, can you feel it? An underground stream is still silently flowing. It is not frozen. It still winds through rock crevices, whispering a secret music beneath the ground. That vague gurgling sound blends with the crackling fire, creating a symphony of life still continuing, persistent and resilient even in the long sleep of winter. In this space, everything slows down. The hands of the clock seem to stop. Only the heartbeat remains, merging with the breath of the forest. Small white clouds from the breath of the four friends rise, float for a moment, then vanish into the gathering night. The crescent moon begins to appear, weaving through the clouds, gilding the entire scene in silver. Lake Alta is no longer an ordinary lake. It has become a dreamscape, where the boundary between reality and dream blurs. You are standing there with them by the pink embers. A sense of peace envelops you like a warm cocoon. All worries about the world outside have receded, leaving only your pure presence with nature, with your companions, and with the story of the sleeping flowers waiting to be told. Take a deep breath of this fresh cold air, and let the silence of the Southern Alps guide you deeper into the fairy tale. Night at Lake Alta is not a thick darkness, but a magical intersection of silver shades. As the small campfire begins to burn steadily, the four friends huddle close, their shoulders touching slightly. The warmth from the fire and from their friendship spreads, creating a tiny oasis amidst the frozen wilderness. Finn picks up the steaming teapot and pours it into tin cups. The sound of the tea pouring is a delightful gurgling, strangely warm. Finn looks out at the lake, where the crescent moon has just appeared behind the sharp peak of the Southern Alps. That moonlight is not harsh. It is as gentle as a thin silk ribbon, dusting a layer of sparkling silver powder over the ice. He speaks, his voice deep and slow, blending perfectly with the whistling wind. You know, I've always had a strange feeling about this place. perhaps beneath this meter-thick ice, there isn't just cold water and pebbles. Perhaps there is a garden sleeping peacefully, a world of flowers that have never known the summer sun, yet still silently bloom in their own way. Elara smiles, her eyes reflecting the vibrant orange flames. She opens her small notebook, the pages slightly rough from moisture. I see what you mean, Finn. Mother Nature always has a way of protecting the most precious things. There are flowers that do not bloom for the world to see. They bloom for the very soul of the earth. They wait patiently through thousands of winters just to hold on to a breath of life, to see them. We cannot use force to break the ice, but must use our hearts to feel. Ronan, who always maintains a silence like an ancient rock, moves slightly. He leans against a snow-covered cliff, his gaze distant. I once read in ancient records about this mountain range. Millions of years ago, this was a lush, temperate forest. When the Ice Age came, everything was submerged, but their traces are still there, fossilized in stone, locked tight within the heart of the ice. Those flowers, they are the frozen dreams of the past. They are not dead, they are just waiting for someone still enough to find them. Isolde shivers slightly from a light breeze, but her smile remains full of peace. She stands up, dusting the light snow from her coat. Well then, instead of sitting here guessing, why don't we take a short walk? Tonight is too beautiful to just sit still. Let our feet lead the way. Perhaps the lake will tell us its secrets. They stand up together. In the quiet space, the rustle of coat fabric and the preparation of ropes are clearly audible. They tie the rope around their waists, a cautious habit of those raised in the mountains. Ronan leads, followed by Finn, Elara, and Isolde at the rear to observe. Their footsteps treading on the thin snow over the ice create crisp yet pleasant sounds. Beneath their feet, the ice is strangely transparent, thanks to the moonlight and small handheld flashlights. They can see white bubbles trapped inside, looking like tens of thousands of pearls floating in a giant crystal block. The further they go from the shore, the more distant the wind howling through the mountain passes becomes, replaced by another sound, the sound of underground water. Gurgle, gurgle, fragile as the sound of silk being lightly torn, yet as persistent as the heartbeat of one in a deep sleep. Ronan leads the group along the western edge of the lake, where cliffs stretch out like giant arms protecting the water. He stops before a small crevice hidden behind a large rock buried in snow. Look, Ronan whispers, his voice low as if afraid of waking someone. It's an entrance. Warmth is radiating from inside. Can you see it? Indeed, from that narrow cave mouth, a faint mist is rising. It is the intersection of the outside cold and the warmth accumulated from deep within the earth. They cautiously crawl inside. Inside the ice cave, a completely different world appears. Icicles hang from the ceiling like crystal chandeliers, reflecting the flashlights into multicolored rays, blue, pale, purple, and silver. The sound of dripping water drip, drip echoes, creating a relaxing rhythm, leading the listener's mind into a meditative state. "It's miraculous," Elara exclaims softly. She reaches out to touch the damp rock wall. It feels like time doesn't pass here at all. They go deeper into the cave, where the space opens into a large stone vault. But at this very moment, the silence of nature tests human courage. Ronan steps toward an area where the ice floor looks thinner. A sudden crack rings out, tearing through the quiet space. It is the sound of a fracture, slow but powerful. The ice floor beneath Ronan's feet splits. He loses his balance, one leg dropping into the void below. Beneath isn't a bottomless abyss, but a narrow rock crevice with sharp edges. In that moment, everyone's heart tightens. Finn tries to rush forward, but the ice around also begins to show tiny cracks. "Stay still," Isolde shouts, her voice not trembling at all. She is the last person holding the rope, and with a quick reflex, she anchors her weight against a sturdy nearby rock. "Finn, Elara, lie down to distribute the weight. Pull the rope slowly." Isolde's calmness is like a tranquilizer. Finn and Elara immediately follow suit. They lie flat on the freezing ice, using the strength of their arms and shoulders to pull the taut rope. Ronan, currently suspended by a part of his body, breathes heavily. He can feel the cold rising from the rock crevice. "Deep breaths, Ronan," Isolde says, her voice now becoming soothing, as if she was singing a lullaby to a child. "Don't look down, look at my light. 1, 2, 3. Pull, bit by bit." Thanks to rhythmic coordination and the sturdy rope, Ronan is pulled back to the safe level. He lies flat on the ice, chest heaving. Everyone falls silent for a few minutes. There is no shouting, no blaming, only sighs of relief blending with the steady dripping of the cave. The incident didn't frighten them. On the contrary, it made them feel more connected than ever. When Ronan regains his composure, he pushes himself up. His flashlight happens to sweep over the patch of rock exposed after the slip. "Look," he whispers. They all huddle together. On the surface of the ancient rock, hidden beneath the newly broken ice, is a masterpiece of time. They are fossilized flowers. They don't have vibrant colors. They carry the blue-gray of stone and the clear white of quartz. The tiny, delicate petals are perfectly layered, as if they had just bloomed millions of years ago and were suddenly enchanted by time to stop forever. This is the garden Finn spoke of. Elara whispers, her eyes misting with emotion. They sleep beneath the ice, needing no one to watch, no one to praise. They exist as a testament to the eternal beauty of silence. They sit there amidst the freezing cave, admiring this special garden. The previous thrill vanishes, replaced by a strange lightness and serenity. They realize that sometimes the slips in life are not meant to knock us down, but to show us the hidden beauties right beneath our feet. Things we would never notice if we just kept walking straight. It's time to go back, Finn says, his voice warm again. This garden will continue to sleep here. We've already carried its beauty in our minds. They slowly retreat from the cave, careful with every step. As they step outside, the sky has turned a deep, dark blue, and millions of stars begin to sparkle like diamond fragments scattered on a velvet background. Lake Alta still lies there, silent and forgiving. The distant campfire still emits a bit of pink light, guiding them back to the tent. That short adventure closed the most dramatic part of the night, but its echoes remain. The snow begins to fall more heavily again, draping a new coat over the footprints and the cracks on the ice, as if wanting to erase all traces, returning the lake to its original purity. The four friends, each carrying their own emotions, all share an absolute peace in their heart. They have seen the garden beneath the ice, and more importantly, they have found the silence within their own souls. As the four friends return from the ice cave, the space around Lake Alta seems to become even more silent, a silence that is tolerant and protective. The moon is now high, illuminating everything with a thin silver silk. The small campfire is still there, the embers glowing like the eyes of the night, radiating a passionate warmth, inviting them back into the arms of safety. They sit down, this time closer together. Finn adds a few dry branches to the fire. The crackling sound of the wood rings out steadily, shattering the cold that had just clung to them in the deep cave. Slender plumes of white smoke rise, intertwining, then vanishing into the vast night. Just like the worries and the racing heartbeats from earlier were being released, everything begins to intersect. The warmth of the fire merges with the cold of the snow. The breath of humans merges with the slow heartbeat of the forest. Elara opens her notebook, but she writes nothing. She just lightly brushes her fingers over the rough paper, feeling the cold still lingering on her fingertips. Perhaps, she whispers, her voice so soft it seems like just a passing breeze. True beauty doesn't lie in possessing it, but in the moment we realize it exists. Those stone flowers, they have been there for millions of years, and they will continue to be there when we leave. We are just lucky travelers visiting their dreams for a moment. Ronan nods, his eyes fixed on the dancing flames. The tension on his face has completely vanished, replaced by a profound serenity. He no longer feels regret for the slip, because that very moment of losing balance opened the door to the miraculous. Every boundary between fear and gratitude now vanishes, leaving only a weightless feeling, as if he were floating on the surface of the frozen lake. Isolde rests her head on Elara's shoulder, her eyes half closed. The sound of water gurgling beneath the thick ice out there now sounds like a wordless melody, melodic and unending. That melody weaves into each person's mind, washing away the last dust of reality. The surrounding landscape begins to blur. The sharp peaks of the Southern Alps now look like benevolent ghosts guarding the lake's sleep. The white of the snow, the silver of the moon, and the orange of the fire blend together, creating a magical painting where there are no clear shapes, only peaceful feelings. All sounds begin to diminish, receding. The wind whistling through the mountain pass no longer carries frost, but is like a gentle hand stroking hair. The warmth from the fire spreads from the soles of the feet to the top of the head, softening every muscle fiber, soothing every thought. They no longer speak, for in this silence their souls have found a common voice. It is the perfect intersection between man and nature, between the finitude of a human life and the infinity of frozen time. You too let your mind vanish into that space. Let the images of Lake Alta, the sparkling cave, and the fossilized flowers fade in your mind. You are no longer the observer. You have become a part of this night, a part of the falling snow, a part of the silver moonlight, and a part of the absolute peace enveloping all things. Everything is fading, leaving only warmth and absolute safety. Now, let all images of the Southern Alps and Lake Alta recede further, vanishing into a pale silver mist. The campfire outside is now just a tiny spark, gentle and fading, yielding to the soft darkness of the winter night. The four friends have crawled into their warm sleeping bags inside the tent. Their breaths are steady, rhythmically blending together. The space now holds only absolute silence, a thick but peaceful silence, as if the whole universe is holding its breath to protect the sleep of all things. Do you hear the snow falling? Rustle, rustle. That is not the sound of coldness, but the sound of snowflakes laying an additional layer of white velvet blanket over the earth. The gurgling water beneath the thick ice now becomes vague, distant like a whisper from another life, cradling your soul into oblivion. Each of your breaths now is heavy and deep. You feel as if you are floating on Lake Alta, but not on freezing ice on a lake of dreams, where the water is warm and clear as crystal. Beneath that lake, the sleeping garden is still there. Millions of years old fossilized flowers do not need the sun. They emit a soft blue light from deep within the heart of the stone. They do not rush, they do not seek spring. They are content with their eternal solitude. You too, right now, have nothing to wait for, nothing to worry about. The world outside, with its busyness and noisy sounds, has completely disappeared. Only you and this absolute relaxation remain. Notice the feeling in your eyes. They are becoming heavy, a pleasant weight pulling your eyelashes down. Your entire body now melts into the mattress, light as a feather, tilting in the air before landing on soft snow. A warm, soothing electric current runs down your spine, spreading to your arms and legs, carrying the final embrace of Mother Nature. You are sinking deeper, deeper still into a space without color, without shape, only absolute peace of mind. Sleep is coming, as natural as breath, as gentle as a winter wind's kiss. In that sleep, you will find yourself walking in the garden beneath the ice, where every step blooms into sparkling silver petals. You will see yourself flying over snowy peaks under a full and silent moon. Everything is peaceful. Everything is fine. You are protected. You are loved by this very silence before you completely drift into a deep slumber. I want to thank you for accompanying Finn, Elara, Ronan, and Isolde on tonight's journey. If this story has brought you peace, remember to come back and interact with the channel when you wake up tomorrow. A comment about your feelings or a return visit will be a great encouragement for us to continue having good nights together. But that is for tomorrow. For now, let everything go. The warmth of the room, the softness of the blanket, and the whisper of the garden beneath the ice will take you away. Good night, peaceful soul. Good night. Good night. The garden is still sleeping soundly, and so are you. Shh. Sleep deeply.